Hello there. All right, welcome to my tea time with Yeti Chong. So, most welcome. You can make your tea and then come and sit with me for a little bit. So, as you know, I have started opening my clinic this week and seeing patients now slowly. So, I'm back in the office, which is nice. But in the last week or so, I have seen some more of a related issues with digestion than anything. Of course, stress as well. Now, before we start, I want to show you the tea that I made today. So today I'm making ginger tea. I've sliced ginger. This is fresh ginger, about 2 to 3 pieces. And I've also, after that, put them in a cup with hot water, let it steep, and then add brown sugar. This is like a brown sugar cube. You can find them in a specialty store, or you can just use regular brown sugar. I like this because this brown sugar is actually not sweet like the regular brown sugar, and it has a lower glycemic index. So then I put them all together. So like a little tea here, as you can see, a little bit light brown. Okay, and it tastes really warming. Some slight warming to it, but the brown sugar actually makes it a little bit of a sweet taste, so it's not so alarming to the taste bud, but this is really good for bloating and also digestion. So of course, I would like to share an example with you of my case this week. My patient, let's name her Jennifer. It's not her real name, but I want to give a purpose so that you can actually kind of see the case that I'm looking at. So she asked about bloating and gas. So she eats very well. She consumes organic food, healthy meals, and she does juicing, she takes supplements, but still she suffers from bloating and also digestive kind of issues and gas too. So she asked me why this happened and what she can do. I, of course, started asking her some questions to gather some data to see how her days are, when she eats, and how she eats. So right now, during the shelter in place, Jennifer has been working from home. She says that she has more meetings on Zoom, more now than ever. And oftentimes, she eats her breakfast and lunch standing up at the kitchen counter while she's preparing them. And as for dinner, it's either on her desk or working in front of the TV. And at the end of her meals, she always has a cold water to wash down everything. So So that was the aha moment for me to see the way and how she eats. And although Jennifer eats very healthily, we often forget that how we eat and when we eat plays a big role in how our body digests food. And ending the meal with cold water slows down our digestive oven. Chinese medicine says that food has physical aspects and energetic aspects. So the physical aspects is what we consume. The energetic aspect is the qi part. So if you want to absorb the energetic aspect of your food, your stomach must be in the bent position, like when you are seated. So if you're standing in an elongated position, it assumes that this is sustaining, and so it will not process food as well. So you see in different positions are for different activities. Standing is for being active and productive. Reclining is for sleeping or rest. And then sitting is a transitioning position between the two postures. So we eat during the day so that we have the energy to be active. We sleep at night so the body using the food consumed during the day can repair and maintain itself. So the position is different, sitting and then sleeping. So sitting is the position for receiving nourishment, and this allows strengthening, ability to absorb, digest, and assimilate food. It is also important to know that most of the time when we're thinking, the process of thinking is also done mostly sitting up. So you can try reading while standing up or laying down, but the ideas that come in is not easily as good as the positions where you're sitting. So same with eating as well. When we want to digest and assimilate food or ideas, sitting is the only way to do it best. If you eat while standing up, your stomach cannot accept the food properly, and standing interferes with the digestive process. When you sit down to eat, you will be more conscious of what you are eating and how much you are actually putting into your mouth. So since eating while sitting is more a relaxed position than standing, you will probably also eat less food because you'll be digesting what you have eaten more thoroughly and will be satisfied with the smaller amount. When you are seated and you eat often, you don't know it, and when you get out from the table, you realize, oh, you know what? I have actually consumed such and such amount. So if you're eating and standing, your body is elongated. You will never know when you have had enough. You lost your natural sense of how much food it takes to satisfy you. So now let's look at eating at your desk. Ideally, a meal is the time for nourishing and balancing oneself. It's a time to be relaxed, open, and receptive to nourishment, and these do not mix well with doing work or other activity. So eating while doing other things such as reading, working, watching TV, talking on the phone, or driving interferes with the ability to receive the nourishment. If you're eating and trying to receive nourishment from your food, and at the same time, you are doing something else, you are really closed off from the food. You chew less and you also absorb less. So let's look at chewing. Chewing our food is important for our whole body circulation. Chewing is a pump. Chewing, it actually circulates our body's energy and fluids, the lymph, digestive, hormonal, and cellular fluid. So it works like a pump circulating all energy to renew our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. And to digest food properly, the minimum count is 30. And to quiet the mind and to develop thinking, the amount is 50. And to refine energy, the minimum is 100. So as you can see, if you don't chew properly and enough times, you lose a lot of the nutrients that could go to all your organ system in the body. And food, is also our strongest desire in life. It has the capacity to give us an incredible sense of satisfaction. So why do you want to actually eat something good while you're doing something else? So if you eat quietly and without distraction, you will feel deeply satisfied and fulfilled with the food that you just consumed. Many people, however, don't allow this to happen. As soon as an unhappy feeling comes around, or when you feel the need to distract yourself with the TV or check the phone, is when you also eat. And also eating alone sometimes can be hard if you're by yourself. And also, we need a distraction like watching TV or checking your phone. But it's important to get past this. I know that sitting down to eat without doing other things is the most difficult thing for you to do and to practice, but at the same time, it's the most important of all the steps to better digestion. That includes less bloating, less gas. So if you set in the direction of better health, better digestion, better elimination, sit down and have your meal. And lastly, drinking cold water. So really cold water cools down our digestive oven. I spoke about digestive fire before. I want you to imagine your stomach as an oven. If you need to bake a cake, you need to set the temperature to, let's say, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. And then the cake will come out baked and really well done, beautiful. If you set the temperature of your oven to 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 Celsius, the cake will never bake. So same thing with our digestion. What it needs is that when you want the digestion to work and digest and to metabolize, it needs to be warmed up like the oven. So don't throw cold water into your oven while you're baking. You need to keep the oven warm. This helps with digestion, elimination, and to drive up your metabolic rate. So bring the warmth, bring the heat on into your oven when you're eating. So that's it for today. Let's summarize the highlights today. So number 1, sitting down to eat your meals without doing other things is the first step to good digestion. So we don't want bloating, we don't want to be passing gas, okay? When you eat without distractions, you absorb most nutrients. When you need to concentrate, when you concentrate to read a book or watch a movie, you get the most out of the experience. The same principle applies to your meal as well. Sitting down to eat without doing other things allow you to be more aware of what you're eating and stop when you have had enough. So you don't have to gain a few pounds because you're eating too much. And of course, to eat less and you feel more satisfied is one of the most difficult steps, but try to be conscious of this. And the minimum meal time is actually 20 minutes aside from breakfast. Breakfast you can have a to-go because we have to start the day, but lunch and dinner you should at least spend time a minimum 20 minutes with that. It takes your body to adjust from being active to receiving nourishment, just like what it takes to settle into a good conversation or to read a book. So when you can eat slowly and chew well. And of course, drink something warm with your meal. Do not throw in cold water in your digestive oven. So that's the highlights that we have summed up for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this. And then if you have any questions, feel free to comment on the section here. And also, you can always start making ginger tea as well. Ginger tea is really good for digestion and you can drink it with your meal. And last but not least, check out my fun quiz. Which premenstrual animal are you? Take the quiz to determine your animal astrology based on your PMS. And the link is below. I will post it up. It's sietnichong.com/DZI8. Again, it's sietnichong.com/DZI8. That's it today, folks. Hope to see you soon. Have a great week and catch you next time. Bye for now.